Usmaan's funny.
Hello, people. It's your boy Usmaan back again with another podcast. If you're probably wondering why we're so late, honestly, God, Jerry's just taking the piss, man fell asleep.
Wow, look at him.
Yo, honestly, God, man, I've just come back from work. I don't even know what time I got home, but I was just knocked out. Like, I put a message in the chat saying to lads, I'm just gonna have a quick nap. Yo, bro, I honestly, man, I'm gonna wake up at 6:30. I woke up now. It's like 4:15. It is what it is, isn't it? Man's tired of that. But listen, without further ado, we gotta get on with the video. Obviously, drop that, subscribe to the channel. As always, Sam in the chat. You love to see it. But listen, let's get the boys introduced first and foremost. From Trafford Tunnel, aka Never a Foul, we got the two homies back. As always, and we got Ty in the building. What we saying, boys?
I'm all good. Got a busy start, man.
Yeah, what's up, man? All good, all good.
Yes.
I'm up and awake, fam. I'm up and awake. Well, go on.
God, yeah, you love to see it. What were you saying, G?
Yeah, I'm all good, man. Been a little while. I feel like a couple of weeks, a bit too long for me not to be on here, man. I'm happy to be back. Happy with the people. Big up views as well watching. Obviously got a lot of love for Kojo, Jerry, Biz, and yourself, man. So it's going to be a great show, man.
Yes, you love to see it. Moving on to Kojo, we got a homie from 3 in midfield. I believe I should tell you what, this is going to make you guys laugh, actually. So I'm not, this isn't even a lie as well. So Kojo's just done his show as well. I turned it on, and as soon as Jerry started talking, man just knocked out.
Allow that talk.
I swear to God. Not let's just start talking. I can't remember who else was on the panel, but someone was talking. Was thinking Budge was talking. Yeah, so I was like, oh yeah, Budge is talking. And then Jerry started talking, like, fuck this shit, my
yeah, of course. Because that's fact. You didn't want to hear the truth. Yeah, but I'm here now.
The truth is, you know what I mean? Like, I'm hacky, and so I thought I'd allow this to, but obviously show love to Kojo as well. He's just on a podcast as always. But Kojo, what are you saying, bro?
I'm good, man. Usmaan, you know how I'm feeling right now? Feeling like this, brother. I'm feeling like this, brother.
You love to see it. That pad looks sick, you know. Still, I'm not gonna lie.
It's beautiful. Jerry, what's wrong, man?
Nah,
you look like Marshall after he misses a shot. What's wrong?
The pillars in the.
Why does Marshall? Do you know what? Me and Biz were saying in our group chat earlier. Anywhere we go, why does Marshall have to enter every conversation? Any podcast, like
at this point, I just do it for better. It's just funny. At this point, it's funny.
Remove that pillow, then it'll cut out.
Haven't you clocked though? It's slowly moving that way.
I saw one of the lads saying, you know, he's been bench pressing the pillow, you know.
That killed me, man.
That was funny.
Pure violation, yo. That's quality content, I'm not gonna lie about. But listen, last but not least, the homie from United Team Talk. Man's in the building, isn't the manager or the players? You got Jerry here. What you saying?
I love that phrase.
You need to trademark that, man.
Shout out to the boys. You got Ty Kojo. Obviously, I was just on his stream. Great show, guys. Make sure you check that out. But yeah, Usmaan, great nap you had. I hope you enjoyed that nap.
I need to, man.
But we literally just messaged us, and then we're like, I'm backstage. I'm thinking I'm late. And I'm thinking, where's everyone else?
I know.
Bro, you don't understand how quick that hour has gone, man. Literally, I can remember very clearly. I think having Kojo's podcast on, and Budge was talking. I remember it clearly, and then all of a sudden I'm late. I was like, yo, what's up in here? But listen, it is what it is. We're going to start with the David De Gea story. You know, we've actually covered it a couple of weeks ago, even before, you know, Ollie's come out and said that it seemed like De Gea might be leaving. But I just want to get the boys' thoughts on the whole situation. Start with yourself, Biz. You know, there was actually a story as well that De Gea dropped him in November, I think it was. October time. And then apparently he brought him back in because he wasn't happy with, De Gea wasn't happy or something. And basically, Ollie just batted it in my ass. But what are your thoughts on the situation?
Do you know? I don't know what's that all about, but either way, it was always going to be a problem, innit? From the start of the season, when you bring Henderson back, and we don't actually know who the official number one is, but so far right now, it seems like Henderson he's doing all right. For me, I would keep him in that number 1 till the end of the season. But with De Gea, I'm not sure if to let him go just yet, because with me, bro, like keepers, like they age like fine wine. They age the older they get, the better they become. And with Henderson, he's still young, still got time to develop. I'm still not pretty sure about him just yet. And for De Gea to leave, it just means more work to be done in the summer. And we've already got enough on our plate as it is. So.
Yeah, and it's an interesting point, obviously, in terms of, De Gea's age. Does anyone know De Gea's age? He's like 32, I'm guessing. I was somewhere around that age.
No, do you know what? He's only 30. I looked at it.
He's 30.
Oh, he's only 30.
He's
still got a little time left in his career,
he's
man.
a good 6-7 years left, comfortably as well. Like, as a goalkeeper as well, his flexibility, his reaction time is still like top notch. As you would imagine, he's only 30. He's quite young. But Ty, what do you reckon? That's a good point by our baseline in terms of his age. Like, it's a bit of a mad one moving him on in that sense. If you look at it from that perspective.
Yeah, do you know what it is? Because when you look at keepers, like Biz said, you can go up until 36. Definitely, I think it's a hard one, and I know this saying can be said a lot in a lot of things, but timing's everything. And I don't think that Henderson's going to get a better chance than now to try and cement himself as a number 1 in terms of how everything's panning out. De Gea's on a big contract. He's 30 years old. For me, on De Gea, let's touch on De Gea. I think he's hit his ceiling at Manchester United. Yeah. I just think he's achieved what he has with the Premier League. He's only won 4 accolades, actually. I actually thought he won loads more, but he's won 1 Europa, 1 Prem, 1 Carabao, and 1 FA Cup. Yeah. But think of the team he's been in. He's been in for 2010 he arrived and was going for a little bit of a wobbly kind of patch there. Then he got the Van Persie year, and that was a brilliant Man United team. We should have won a Champions League. And then he was our best player between that sort of 2015 to 2018 period where we weren't that great. So he stuck with us through like a bad patch, and he's been with us through a good patch. Now I think he's run his course. I don't see him sticking with us again to try and rebuild and then wasting another 2-3 years for us to get back to the top. So I think it's best for all parties that Henderson now has a chance to cement himself as number 1 and play the rest of this season. And then we give Henderson next season to see, okay, right, you're in a Man United shirt. This ain't Sheffield United anymore. This is Manchester United. And you need to really prove that you could be the number 1. And then the club will then have a decision to make after that. And we as fans know that he's only 21 or 22. He's only going to get better. So timing is everything. I think it's the best time for Henderson to get a chance now, personally.
Well, you made some good points in terms of obviously De Gea's personal situation. He might want a new challenge, which from that perspective, if he's come out and said, "Look, I want to move on," there's other things on the horizon. I could imagine him at PSG. To be fair, I know they got Keylor and Amos, but in terms of from a Man United perspective, coach, that's a lot that they're putting on a young lad in Henderson. Look, he's had one mistake against AC Milan. He's not really done anything wrong apart from that, to be fair, but to put that responsibility on such a young keeper's shoulders, and for me personally, I do think it's a bit premature. I'm not going to lie. Although I would have wanted Henderson to stay as the number 1 initially.
I mean, but that's the pressure of being at a club. If you want that position, you have to take what comes with it. De Gea came here at the age of 20 and took over Van der Sar. So, and he came from a different country. So if you're 24 years old, Henderson he's around 24 years old. You're challenging for an England spot. If you're not ready for the responsibility, don't ask to become the number 1 of Man United and fight for the place.
You're never going to be ready, man.
That's it. So it's either now or never. That's as simple as it is. So if he is the number 1, look, the one thing I would hate is if not about De Gea leaving this, but if De Gea goes and he doesn't improve his form. Because his form is not bad anyway. He's been doing quite well, Henderson. But if he starts to go on a decline, the question will be asked of him. But that's another thing that comes with the responsibility of being the number 1 goalkeeper at Man United. And there's goalkeepers that have come and gone that have failed at that. Tim Howard was doing well, then he failed. Royal Carroll had like a good 3-month spell, then he became a worse goalkeeper. Fabian Barthez came looking good, and then he started making error after error after error. We've had goalkeepers come and go. Thomas Kuszczak. All these guys have come and gone. Yeah. But
Kuszczak.
We always had the one undisputed. When Schmeichel was undisputed, Van der Sar was undisputed, and then De Gea came in and became undisputed. So if you want to take over, unfortunately, that's just the pressure, man. That's what it is. You know the club. You've been there since you were young, so you know what it is about. If you're going to be number 1, take what comes with it. But for United, I think it's a dodgy situation also because Romero is going to definitely leave. I think Lee Grant will probably retire at the end of the season because he's not getting any game time whatsoever. And if De Gea leaves, that means you got Henderson, but then it comes to the next point of bringing a goalkeeper that's happy to be a so-called number 2. So then that's another thing you're going to have to invest in, because unless you got a goalkeeper from the youth system that you think can come up and to step up, you're going to have to invest in someone to be a backup.
Where's that? Is it Pereira?
Yeah, Joe Pereira on that.
He's looking to leave though, and then Lee Grant's going to go into the coaching side.
Yeah.
What about Bishop? Is it Bishop? Something Bishop?
Yeah,
I haven't seen enough of him for me to make a comment on him, if I'm being honest. Because Joe Pereira's been 24 years old as well. So if he's not bringing to the first team at this point, then he's going to have to move. Yeah. So, as for Henderson, look, Henderson has to take the pressure. And Man United, if we do sell De Gea and Romero does go, we do need to bring in a goalkeeper to either compete or just to be a solid number 2. So, if Henderson wants it, be ready for the pressure that is being number 1 goalkeeper of Man United Football Club.
Yeah, no, without a shadow of a doubt. I do think he's got the confidence to deal with the pressure in that sense, because he does massively believe in himself, and you have to back yourself in that position because it's a lonely role, isn't it? But a question for you, Jerry, in terms of the goalkeeper situation, as Cody rightly said, Romero is definitely going to leave because the club have treated him like shit. Let's be real. But in terms of another goalkeeper that is available, that I personally would take is Donnarumma. Look, he's got a situation with his contract. From what I'm aware of, his contract basically runs out.
It's pretty much running out at the end of the season. Yeah.
So he would practically be a free. And for me personally, Donnarumma is one of the best keepers in the world. Well, he is the best keeper in his world, in my opinion, in that age bracket. Without a shadow of a doubt, in terms of up and coming, he's got everything you want from a top level quality keeper in terms of potential. Jerry, what are your thoughts on potentially trying to go for Donnarumma? And for once, being clever in the market, or do you think that's not going to happen?
You just said it. For once, because that sentence doesn't even feel right. We ain't going to do it. Like, Donnarumma probably want to stay in Italy, probably go to Juventus because Szczesny.
Manchester, Milan, same thing, really, isn't it?
Szczesny's awful, poor.
Szczesny's poor.
I don't know how he's made from Arsenal to Roma to Juventus number 1. That is mad. But for Henderson, I like the fight. Like, I like the not cockiness, but the confidence that he's showing that he wants to be United number 1. Today they put the pitch cam thing for the game we played, and I was just watching him and the shouting and all of that stuff. I love it. Like, I like the way he's portraying himself. Regarding number 2, if De Gea does leave, if De Gea leaves, we're back to another problem where we have to go and find another keeper to play backup, which is, I don't know, man. But it all depends what De Gea wants to do. Like, we don't know his stance on it. Like, does he want to, fight?
Well, there was quotes that De Gea said he was open to the competition. Like,
man,
he was happy to fight.
So if that's the case, then man, that's great. Like, both of you go at it to see who gets number 1, because I'll be very intrigued to see on Thursday who starts, because I think that's another indicator of where Oli sees like who's number 1 is. Because if Dean Henderson continues, then I think that's it, that he's the number 1. But if De Gea comes in, we're scratching our heads like, against Tottenham, who's he gonna play now? Like, we still don't know. So if De Gea wants to fight, I'm up for that, man, because we need two quality goalkeepers. It is a problem, but it's a good problem to have because Dean Henderson's not really quite there and De Gea's experience. So another season of them two, I think, will be okay, and then we can find us number 2 if De Gea.
Could I just touch on a couple of things as well quickly, Usmaan? With the De Gea Henderson situation as well. With De Gea, you've got to think, and we're not all family men. I don't know if you guys have got children at all, but he's just had a baby, right? And you don't want to be in that position where I said at my podcast yesterday, where you're sort of moving your family around, and you want to be settled when you've had your first child. You want to know where you're playing your football for the next 3-4 years, potentially. You don't want to be moving them school. Even Van Persie or someone said it. I remember when he was going to leave United, he said, I've got to then relocate my children and so forth in schools. And it's deeper than football. And I feel like De Gea now is at 30 years of age. And if he did leave in the summer, and he went to PSG, for example, we'll just use that team, and he got a 4-year contract, he knows, right, for 4 years, I'm playing for this football club because they're not going to really get another keeper and I'm going to be the number 1. So it's whether he wants to stick around for a year, potentially even lose out more on the number 1 spot, than have to relocate and get his child sorted out, and his wife's already in Spain as a TV presenter. So family life comes into it. And for me, I looked at the pros and cons, and De Gea, more experienced. De Gea, better shot stopper. De Gea, I would say, is more past his best. In terms of playing at Manchester United. Henderson, younger, ability to grow, been through the youth system, salary as well much better. So if you've got a De Gea or a keeper on 375 grand a week that's not playing, and you've got Greenwood or you've got Rashford or you've got Fernandes, and they're like, I'm playing every week, I'm getting you 10 goals, 15, 20 goals a season, or I'm a centre back and I'm Lindelof and I'm starting every game and I've got you 10 clean sheets. I want this amount of money, but oh no, I can't give you that. But De Gea's on the bench for 375 grand a week. There's so many little factors now that are coming into it. It's a family life. Like I said, the pros and cons of Henderson and De Gea. And then Donnarumma, as he touched on, you get Donnarumma, you're just putting us back in the same situation with De Gea because Donnarumma's going to want to play. So there's so many factors, man. And so I'm so glad you give me this opportunity to vent it.
I was more saying Donnarumma as a replacement for De Gea, to be honest, because I think I just think Donnarumma is better than Henderson. I think it's a no-brainer, really.
And also with Donnarumma, when you sign a player on a free transfer, regardless of their quality, if he doesn't work for a year, you have the ability to cash in on that anyway. So the fact is, if he wants to come in on a free transfer, wages, I wouldn't say offering big, crazy wages, but it's not a problem in terms of offering him a good wage, enough to convince him. Because, again, if you do sell him, you can make a lot of money back anyway in some capacity. So, I mean, and I think what I would love for Henderson is competition because, you have come and you've pretty much almost ousted De Gea from his number one spot. We're not even sure if you're number one certified yet, but if you've done it, that's a damn good thing for you to do because he was number one for 10 years. So for you to come out of nowhere and take it off him within the season of you actually staying at the club and being a number 2 to number 1, that's fantastic. But you can't be complacent. And I feel like a lot of players in this era are a lot more complacent. We had players back then who were undisputed number 1s, but they played to keep that role and improve their team. Whereas I feel like now, younger players are just trying to get a bit more complacent. So if Donnarumma came in and rattled him, I think it would be good for him because he's confident. He's confident in his ability. He should be. Why shouldn't he be? I love that player that's confident. But
this reminds me of
confidence. I
was going to say, this reminds me of the time around 2009-10ish when Van der Sar was having a bit of a ropey time, and then Ben Foster came in for about 5-6 games, but never really cut it. So I think this is the time where Henderson has the chance to see if he can cut it for a good period, and if we are to get advanced to the Europa League final and he plays in that final and has a clean sheet or so,
that will be the big call.
That would be a massive moment for him, and it'd be a good opportunity for Ole to see if he's ready or not.
Yeah, if he plays that Europa League final, flipping out, that's like that. But the hair's gone, hasn't he? It's gone.
Yeah.
But in terms of the whole situation, for me personally, the only reason I would sell De Gea, we got comment here to sell Henderson and put in a buyback clause for him.
No, I would flop that badly. There's no point.
I don't go down that route.
That's a Real Madrid thing. That's a Real Madrid thing. That's not built for Man United.
It's a pie situation. They're not buying him. He was like 25 million or something. He's worth probably 25 million now. But in terms of the situation for me, I would sell De Gea if it means that I should put that money into another player. So, for example, if they sell De Gea for like, I don't know, 35 million, 40 million, he must be worth at least 40 million, no? How many years has
De Gea?
It's got like two years.
It's got to be 40 years.
I don't know if you get more than 30 for him, if I'm being honest.
Because we can't do business to him. We'll probably get £15 and a pack of skills.
It's crazy though when you actually think if he did leave for 30s.
That's dead.
Yeah, because
that's too cheap, man. That's too cheap for that. It just sounds wrong, man. 30 million. 30 million. He's got to be at least 40. We paid 50 for fucking Fred.
Exactly. He's got 50, 60 mil, I gotta say, really.
Right. I don't think we'll get that much. I'm just gonna say 40 because it's my 9. But let's just hypothetically speaking, let's just say we sell him for 40, right? That money needs to go to a Sancho or a Rice. Then I would be happy with the sale. But if we sell De Gea and don't do shit with the money like we did with Lukaku, then honest to God, this is no point selling him because
Lukaku, we bought Maguire, I swear. So
I know, but like you just said it yourself, we bought Maguire. Like, you know what I mean?
But we bought a player. Like, you can't.
So basically, we didn't spend that 80 million, did we? In it, do you know what I mean? So we bought.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like that's what I mean, though. Just spend it on let's just say they sell De Gea and buy another Maguire kind of guy. Buy it on someone. That money needs to go on Sancho, basically, in my opinion. Obviously, I don't know what Sancho's worth is now, probably like 70 to 80 million. He's not even playing. They got no Champions League at the moment as well. So you could potentially get Sancho for De Gea and Lingard, hypothetically speaking, if you sold them both, give or take. So that's what I would do. Sell them both, get Sancho in, but obviously I'm not in charge. But listen, let's move on to the Granada game just briefly. You know, we're not gonna get a chance to do a preview on the channel, so I just want to get everyone's brief thoughts and a little cheeky score prediction, and then we'll move on to a bit of thoughts regarding Ali Gunnar Solskjaer. Biz, coming to you first and foremost, bro, regarding the Granada game, man. Like, to be honest, I don't want to sound too ignorant, but I've kind of like, I've never considered it as an opposition. I'm not going to lie to you. Look, I know it's very dangerous with my United. I know it's very dangerous for those, you know. How do you feel going into it? Is it too cocky on our part? Just not even.
Not gonna lie, I am pretty confident. I don't know much about them, but was it yesterday on podcast with Ty? Ty was saying that they conceded 58 goals this season. I've looked at their running against the top 6, and I think they've only won like one. I think they got a win against. I think it was Seville at home. I think I'm not sure, but they've lost to Barcelona 4-0, Real Madrid I think 3-0 as well. So I'm pretty confident we'll win against them. Like, I think sorry, they beat Sociedad. Sorry, that was a team they beat Sociedad. So that was the only one I was a bit wary of, but we slapped Sociedad 4-0. So I'm pretty confident we'll advance, man.
Yeah, no, I hear that. Like in terms of, you know, the Spanish league, we have obviously struggled in the past, but that, you know, Real Sociedad win should give the guys confidence going into this one. But Ty, what do you reckon? What are your thoughts regarding Granada?
Yeah, man, I'm just honestly hoping that they don't go in with the same attitude as we've got here, because we're already thinking we're going to win the game. We're already feeling confident.
I won't be surprised if it's like some...
Exactly. And I think if we do that attitude and go in with that, it's going to be dangerous. I don't know how bad Rashford's injury is. Hopefully he's all right. Cavani looked way off it against Brighton. So for me, am I echoing?
No.
Cool. For me, like, I just want to make sure we go there. If we score goals, we win. I looked at their home record. They've actually got the 5th best home record in La Liga behind the big guns. So they've still got something to prove. And what we've got to remember is, for them, they're playing Manchester United in a quarter-final of a European tournament. For us, this is normal. In terms of, come on, we're used to this. Man United as a club, we get through these rounds. We can beat these type of clubs. But for them, they're going to go sleep tomorrow night and they're going to be like, we are playing Manchester United. Let's do this. We're not going to get this opportunity very, very often. So for me, we've got to be on it. And I think if we get the first goal, and it's a bit like Sociedad where they bring the ball forward and we get a lot of space in behind, we'll be absolutely fine. But I just think we could do an Arsenal and we'll be our own downfall if we were to F this one up. So, yeah, man, they've got, like I said, they've got the fifth best home record in the Liga. They're going to be dangerous at times, but if we can't beat Granada, then we shouldn't be doing Man United podcasts.
We can't beat Granada. Hopefully when they go to sleep, they wake up late like myself, and it is what it is. They
did lose to. By the way, they did lose to Villarreal 3-0 on the weekend. 3-0. Obviously, we could potentially get them in a final, so that was interesting to look at.
And to be fair, our Europa League record has been pretty decent this season. We've only conceded one goal in the 4, and it was a sloppy goal to concede, but. Obviously, nevertheless, you know what United are like, and if we turn up, we should be slapping these lot, but depends what the mentality is saying.
Exactly.
Yeah, and speaking of which, Kojo, do you think this is Ollie's biggest opportunity now? Like, you guys know my thoughts on this matter. Like, I feel like I've said very vocally that if he doesn't win the Europa League, I would sack him. I know that's not going to happen.
That's ridiculous.
Listen, if you can't beat Granada, Roma, and fucking Arsenal or whoever it is, then you don't deserve to be manager of Man United. It's as simple as that. Like, I'm just tired of it, bro. These standards are so low. Like, you may as well just call us Arsenal and the Wenger, man. Like, man's are settling for just bang average shit. But Kojo, what are your thoughts, man? Like, you know, let's just say it gets past Granada. Like, does he have to win the Europa League? Is basically what I'm asking.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've said my only thing that I always complain about week in and week out about him is the semi-finals. We're always talking about progression with United and where it's taken us. And I always say you don't want to have your career being, I took United to second place. You want to have accolades with that as a player and as a manager. He's a former player. He knows what the ideology of the club was and what he's trying to bring back. He knows what the pressure was and what he's trying to bring back. And let the players see if they thrive. If they don't thrive, they go. That's what he was saying from the beginning. This is Manchester United Football Club. So, look, I feel like he has to win it. And I'm not even considering the opponents because he has to be cautious against anyone. I mean, Sheffield United were bottom of the league and we lost against them. So, you have to be cautious against anyone you play at the end of the day. Because, look, Granada, I can talk about, look, Sadaldo's, for example, is their striker. He's 35. He's not their main striker. The other striker they've got right now is injured. So he's become their main striker. So he's got 6 league goals. But again, if you're complacent against him, he could score. You know what I'm saying?
But at the back, squad pastors, innit? Do you know what I mean? So
exactly. At the back, they've got Real Madrid loanee in Vallejo, and they've got whatever I can't say his first name, Perez from Atletico on loan alongside him. So they've got 2 centre backs that are trying to prove their senior clubs to prove a point and say that they can be the future of your club, because Vallejo's been struggling for years and he was supposed to be as a bright light. I could say all that about them. That can go to Roma. I think Roma will beat Ajax. I could talk about Roma's threats. I can go on and on and on. At the end of the day, we need to win.
If we lose to Roma when they was
no, but bro,
I swear to God,
losing to Roma for me is not even. It's not even about whether it's shameful or not. For me, it's not even about that. It's when people talk about but it's hard to get past this team. Unfortunately, if you're gonna win stuff, you're going to have to beat some of the teams around you, bro. And if you're going to face Roma, you got to beat them. And if you face Arsenal in the final, yes, you didn't beat them in the league this year.
That's the
one I don't want,
Arsenal for me is actually the hardest game. Villarreal's the more dodgy one for me, because Moreno's in the form of his life right now, and he's doing. And they're playing a lot more better than Arsenal are. The only reason why I feel we're worried about Arsenal is because we haven't tucked them away this season, and they weren't even great against us.
And
that's the only reason.
We haven't beaten them with Arteta.
We haven't scored a goal, guys.
Exactly. But the fact is, when we played them, Arsenal haven't had to hit top gear to beat us. We just haven't been good. Pardon?
Arteta won there.
1-1. When Aubameyang was played on the side by Maguire when they called it offside. Yeah. So look, we gotta beat all these teams, and he said it. This is why I didn't take his I said it to Jerry on the on my podcast as well. That comment about egos and trophies, I didn't buy into that, because you came here saying I want to win trophies. So go out there and win something. Look at this guy, Prince. You're in 10th, man. I don't want to hear your voice right now. Just what it is what it is. Like, the fact is, at the end of the day, you have to come here. You have to win stuff. You have lost 4 semi-finals. That is accountable to you and to the players. It's not just you. By the end of the day, in football, managers go before players, and that's a simple. Managers go before players, and that's the be all and end all of it. We can scream. People will scream, and they can say Rashford had a poor game. They can say Martial had a poor game. They can say Pogba, Bruno, but the one that will fall will be the manager, and that's the be all and end all. So for his sake, I feel like he has to win it. Top 4 will probably keep him in the job, but he's to bring an accolade, so he better win this accolade. I want him to win it, because you know how I am, bro. Anything from Premier League to Charity Shield, I want it in my collection, bro. I want everything in that trophy cabinet. So I win it.
Fair enough.
He's best I win him sacked.
Pardon me. Right. So, Jerry, you've listened to what the other guys have said regarding the. To be honest, you kind of disrespected Granada. I'm not gonna lie. It is what it is. So I'm sorry if you're watching. Jerry, listen. The game aside, we're being ignorant here. We kind of just missing it. But in terms of the Europa League itself, this is a massive opportunity for Oli to potentially win over some fans. Not that he probably cares, but in terms of him stating their claim as Manchester United manager, how important is this game on Thursday for him to progress and show that he's actually here to progress the club, so to speak?
I don't want to sound like a broken record, but it's huge for everyone because the players, people say Oli bottled semi-finals. These players have bottled 4 semi-finals as well. Do they have the mentality to get over the line? I don't know, because time and time again they've let us down every match. The Europa League for Oli, going out the group stages of Champions League, that day was just sad, man. That was a sackable offense for me. Right there and then they should have sacked him, because that was disgusting to watch.
Well, you could say it was the players' fault because Fred got sent off, didn't he? So,
sorry?
You could say it's the players' fault because Fred got sent off, didn't he? Definitely not the manager's fault.
I'll say it's both of them. Like I keep saying, every time it's both. Like the Leipzig game, that first goal, Wan-Bissaka again, back post. We saw on the weekend, back post. He's just sleeping every single time. So like I keep saying, manager and players, all of them, everybody. If we get to a semi-final and bottle it, I have to look at all of them. I can't just say, Oli because he's in charge. But the players, I'm gonna start raising eyebrows. You man are not. What are you not doing? Another semi-final, you can't win. So for me, Europa League, he has to win that, man. Going out the group stage.
Why have we not spoke about Granada potentially knocking us out, and what happens then?
Alright, Ty.
That's a very good question.
Listen. We got to debate everything, man.
Yeah, Jerry, answer it. I don't know why you did that. I've lost to Sheffield United this season.
I was getting to that because
we're just talking like we're in the semis. Exactly, I'm like, whoa.
Exactly. Everyone's saying
what happens? Do you think that's like a sackable offense if we lose to Granada?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
If he loses to Granada,
I don't think it is.
And he keeps
that's what I'm asking.
Bro, if we don't,
wait, Usmaan, you go first. I want to hear what you man got to say on that.
Bro,
it's not.
Someone tell me he keeps his job. Go on, Abis. Go on, explain why.
I don't understand.
It's not a sackable offense. All right, cool, innit? We all want to win the Europa League and that, but it's just short bragging rights, man. Listen, we're all used to winning leagues and Champions Leagues. That's where we want to be, yeah? Winning these Europa Leagues and FA Cups, we're just Arsenal. Just celebrate it for 5 minutes, move on. Do you know what I mean? Like, if we win it, is Ole secured as a job for next season and the season after? He's not, because if he doesn't get top 4, back to square one again. We're all going to be moaning about, we won the FA Cup last year, but is he going to win the league? Is he going to push on? No, we want to win the league. The board, it's time for them to start getting the place. Puts him. I hear that. Yeah, I get that as well. Yeah, they need to go as well. But for me, even if he doesn't win the Europa League, so what? He's got.
I'm with RBs, That's why I asked it.
He said if he loses to Granada.
Yeah, Kojo. I basically said if we lose, we haven't spoke about it, but what happens if we lose to Granada? Basically.
Listen. Listen.
Here we go.
No. There is no. This is why I said. This is why I know if he gets top 4, which is to be honest, I'm saying if it's a matter of when at this point. It's a matter of when. So when we officially secure a spot in the top 4 and back into the Champions League again. That's going to be what the achievement was supposed to be at the beginning of the season. Get back into the Champions League again. I think that's what the board would want anyway, because money comes in. The board are not ambitious. We can go further into that, innit? But the board are not ambitious. Basically, get that Champions League money and we move. Simple as that. But losing to Granada, and I try to give them respect because they have got some decent players there, but they're 9th in La Liga. That's as simple as it gets. They're 9th in La Liga, and that doesn't make them a bad side. It means they're not supposed to be challenging Manchester United Football Club.
Oh, they're not a good side, man. Let's cut the flip.
No. Usmaan, listen. Usmaan, listen. Usmaan, listen. Teams win and lose games. They're not a bad team. But what I said was they're good, but they shouldn't be challenging Manchester United Football Club.
They're the same.
Look at them as a challenge. So if we lose that game, I'm going to bring back the fact that we lost. We had 1 point to gain in the Champions League. I'll bring everything back because that's a big stain on your record. I told you need to win trophies, and you've lost 4 semi-finals in a row.
If he loses to Granada,
it's a problem. It's a problem.
He stays, Usmaan. I'm with
You'll still stay. Let's make a peace with that.
What about this?
Because Jerry said it. Jerry said it. Yeah, every week Jerry has said it. The aim is top 4. So yes, if we lose to Granada, the simple aim is it's top 4.
Don't worry about it. But that's because our expectations are so low. It's embarrassing.
This is why I call us Gucci Everton. This is what I told you, bro.
I think that's the name and a half. That one. That definitely suits us. We got the homie Sam saying lower your expectations, Jan. The only way forward. Listen, there's lower your expectations, then that should be damn right. That's just inexcusable. You can't lose to Granada. I don't care.
Now, you can lose one game, but if
you can lose to Granada
over 2 legs.
I feel like that's questions have to be asked. Questions have to be asked.
There's nothing to ask. Get the hell out the door, bro.
Usmaan, can I ask you something?
Wait. Because, like I said, it depends what happens in that game. It does. It does. But if
we know you can't stack the players, Jerry, though.
Uzi, yeah?
Oh, bro.
Like, I'm clocking Uzi. I'm going to be honest with you. I've clocked you over the months now that I'm like, raw, this guy, as in you, you're really Ollie out. What? Like, I know you are, but like, is there anything? Can I ask you an honest question? Is there anything you find positive about us at the moment?
Listen, I've said on the chat, right, and I've said this to other people as well. In terms of what Ollie's done at Manchester United at the moment, he's laid the foundations. If he does not win a trophy this season, then for me personally, I can't see him winning a trophy further on. And I made the point on Monday, and for some reason, no one seems to understand the point. It's very simple for me, right? This is his easiest opportunity to win a trophy. And I used the analogy of England when they got to the semi-finals in the World Cup. That was England's best opportunity to get to a semi-final because the running was so easy. The running for us, on paper, from now to the end, obviously, if Milan was hard, he's done the hard work. They're good teams, okay? And he's done that. So fair play to him. If he lost to Milan, I would have not been that, I would have accepted it. But you can't lose to Granada because they shouldn't be beating us over 2 legs.
Yeah.
Roma, Ajax, okay, good teams. But realistically speaking, the players we've got at our disposal, he shouldn't lose to either of them 2 teams. And obviously, our final's a final. If you lose it in the final, I accept it because anything can happen on the day in the final. But over 2 legs, he shouldn't be losing to any of the teams remaining in the competition. It's as simple as that for me. The League Cup, the FA Cup next year is going to be difficult. He's going to have to compete with a very difficult Chelsea team. They're going to be back next season. Obviously, Liverpool going to be somewhat back. And then Man City compete.
We're going to be back. We're going to be back.
I'm going to ask you a question now then. So you're talking about, you're saying lay the foundations and you want a trophy. So I'm going to ask you directly on your podcast. We win the Europa League. Are you Ollie in then?
Tyrone talks United,
Come on, yeah. I'm not gonna say.
Oh no, I want to pressure. I don't people to ask you. I want to ask killer questions.
Yeah, you're doing a great job. You're doing a great job.
No insurance.
So please, Ty, continue. You want to
Uzi, this is the Europa League, yeah, and we're lifting it. Nah, listen. This is the Europa League, yeah. Hey, hear me out. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Hey, 30 more seconds. 30 more seconds. Let me run. Right, Maguire's doing this, yeah. Europa League in May. Woo! Hey. Are you Ollie in if we win the trophy then?
No.
So what do you want? What more do we want?
If he wins the Europa League, and I've got a few coaches going to agree with me. If he wins the Europa League, right, then I will say, no, fair play to him. He's been successful. That's what I will say. Like, when Jose won the Europa League and that, whatever it was, that treble that he called it,
yeah,
he won that. That was a successful season from Manchester United, right? And I wasn't like, I'm Jose in after that, because at the end of the day, there's more to it as well. But if you look at it in isolation, has Ollie been successful? I won't deny it. Yeah, he has been successful.
Okay.
He's won a trophy. He's got a top 4 back-to-back. But will he win as the league? I still don't think he's that guy. So, like, I say, no, I'm fair play, Ollie. You've been successful, but I want to win the league. And it's like saying, like, let's just say,
what if the board
available? I'll take Podge.
But what if the board actually back him?
What
if they actually back him, bro? No, but what if they actually did, though? Because they haven't given the 2 summers that he's had have been dreadful, and he's got better with the squad. It's been dreadful, bro. Did we want Cavani? We didn't want Cavani.
Last summer was not.
Last summer was a joke, bro. We were all vexed, bro. 6-1. We got slapped 6-1. If we didn't get slapped 6-1, we wouldn't have signed Cavani. I'm telling you that now. We didn't get slapped 6-1 on the Sunday. That Monday, we were not signing Cavani.
So basically, what you're saying is, if we didn't get slapped 6-1, we wouldn't have bought a striker and wouldn't have been struggling anyway.
Who knows? He might have even. Well, he might still be in top 4, innit? But
possibly,
But he's doing an all right job for someone who's not really been backed. And if he gets the right backing in the summer. Who knows, man?
I need to get Usmaan back on my show. He's killing me, man. I can't lie.
Come on, man. You can't, Jerry. Come on. You can't tell me he's not be back. I accept that the board has scummed, right? I'll accept that. I'm not going to defend him, right? And I'll
but you said Maguire. You laughed at Maguire. You laughed at Maguire.
The board bought him because it was in for him last year, and then they got.
Should I tell you who called you over Maguire? You're gonna sit here and say, well, it is what it is. Called you would have saved us 20 million. You wanted Diaz. So Kojo would have bought Diaz and saved us 20 million, but your manager, Ollie, wanted Maguire.
You see, wait.
Hey, the way he gets your manager. Yeah.
If Kojo was in charge, we'd have Diaz on 20 million.
You know what's funny?
I went Diaz, yeah.
The negative. So what about Bruno then? No one gives him credit for that.
I've given him credit for
Nah, but I've never heard you say straight Maguire.
All right, let's go on to the transfers.
Straight Maguire.
We got Bruno. Well done. That was the board's fault. The Bruno situation was the board's fault. No, it was. Look, he's obviously got Bruno right. Wan-Bissaka's got right as well, in my personal. Look, so Ollie
getting better, man. Getting better
as well. But listen, you can't say he's not been back, man. Financially, he spent like 250 M's, man. Come on, man.
He hasn't spent that. The board, listen, all that money, that's not Ollie. Like, the board spent that money, not Ollie, fam. Now we got Murtaugh and Fletcher. Let's see the transfer fees.
Oh, true. We're
gonna do this summer because I'm expecting a change because the ridiculous.
Don't hold your breath, man.
I know.
But that does give me a bit of reassurance that they're gonna say Ollie, what do you need? And Fletcher, I do believe knows his game. I know I don't want to get onto that topic, but I do believe that hopefully he can add something.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Everyone watching, big up for letting me press you there because I love that. That was really good.
Rata, you're stay as host, man. Just stay there. You do whatever. You've got 20 minutes, wherever you want to take the show.
Wait. Question, yeah. You say Chelsea are coming back. Why? Like Liverpool are gonna be back.
Because no that thing called FFP, right? It no longer exists. Like
but Liverpool
50 million on the FFP
Liverpool
regulations.
They don't spend P like that. So
Liverpool have had an anomaly season, man.
If there's no FFP, bro, look how reckless we've been spending since Fergie's gone. Bro, ain't no one messing with us right now.
You've just had the board of frauds in one breath, and then now you say, look how reckless we are. We ain't spending. We ain't gonna do shit because we'll probably sell De Gea and flipping promote some 17-year-old flipping Adidas sponsor or some shit. Like, God knows, man. These ones don't care. They'll flipping get some random sponsorship. Be like, it's all good, man. We got more money.
Even Pogba could leave on a free though next season. That's a worrying sign.
So what if we got Pogba? What we
Kojo set up there.
So if Pogba doesn't sign a contract this summer, we're losing Pogba definitely next summer
because he can talk in January.
Hold on, wait.
De Gea's gone.
Next summer, think about it. Yeah, Real Madrid and Barcelona were being investigated by La Liga for taxes. Suddenly, there's no FFP. Big man, he's leaving in July. He's going. He's gone. Wow. He's gone. Money doesn't mean anything to them no more. They can splash what they wanted to splash in the first place.
Look at Barcelona. They're in about 1 trillion debt, and these ones are trying to get Haaland. Like these ones, they don't care.
Thank you. This is it. They can spend what they want to spend.
Yeah, I am worried about the Pogba situation. I can't lie now thinking about it.
And we don't trust United to find.
I can't lie. I'm not worried.
Why don't?
I'm not that worried.
Was it the last time? How many players went to the last day of the contract? We were just giving out contracts for fun. Was it Mata, De Gea?
No, but Jerry, the difference between those guys and Paul Pogba is Paul Pogba is a wanted man. Yeah. He's a wanted man with abundant quality.
He wants him.
The world. But if Woodward called right now, if Woodward's called right now, because Juventus can't do it. I think Juventus are saying they can't do it because they're still paying Ronaldo a ridiculous amount of money in it. The money they're paying Ronaldo is
one good game against by Fred and Jerry's just forgotten.
Look at the comments. They know. They're saying, why don't you think? Why do you not rate Pogba as highly, Jerry and Biz though? Because I think when he turns it on, he's so.
It's not. I don't rate what.
I rate Pogba's my guy.
Exactly.
Okay. So why are you not worried?
Yeah. Why are you not worried?
Nah, man.
He's got 1 year left on his contract. You think we've got power in that situation?
Yes, I do.
I don't think so at all.
Because I don't see any other team paying the money that we need.
You know what?
Real Madrid will do it straight away.
No, that's next summer. I'm talking about this summer.
Bro,
even PSG will do it.
His agent is Mino Raiola, and you're not worried if he's got 1 year left on his contract. Raiola will just he'll do a Haaland with the guy. He'll be like,
then we're getting Mad P then.
I just think in Man United, you got to put the bottom line is what a Man United specialist at commercial branding, marketing, Edward with all this. They're not letting Paul Pogba go on the free. That is what we can't let happen.
Look at that,
that would be mad.
like just think that would just sum up Man United. We get all these deals, we get all this, and then we let Paul Pogba go on a free. Could you imagine?
I don't see it.
Exactly, it can't. Usman, I agree with you that like I think he probably will go, but he can't go on a free. Surely, Paul Pogba.
Pogba to Gea out. Yes, and Lingard as well. What a window! You're right, lads. We're back.
That's more out. Bro, why are we so negative, man? I get why.
There's a difference between negative and being realistic. If we lose Pogba to Gea,
you say be realistic, but then you say we're low on expectation. It's hand in hand, fam. Like
because of the board. Because of the board, they're not. They'll probably use De Gea's money to buy another yacht. Like Jenna won't be surprised.
It's mad though, because we're actually like second in the league. We could get to a semi-final. No, we're out the Carabao Cup and FA Cup, but like.
It's not that bad.
Is it that bad? Like you said, Mourinho. This is not David Moyes and Mourinho, man.
No, it's
think of Mourinho. Think of David Moyes. I wanted to watch
games. Trust me.
Because I think it's because the worry is, yes, we're doing well on the pitch on some level, but the worry is every time we do something on, and we've had history of this. No one liked the football that Mourinho played. No one liked the things that Mourinho was doing. No. But even when he got us second, we were told that better defenders were not better than the defenders we have at the club. Bro, that was a problem. If Ole gets second place, wins the Europa League, and is told that some of the players that he wants are no better than the players he has here, we're already in trouble. You know what I'm saying? So that's where the worry. I would love to be positive, but this is heritage. We've seen it. We've experienced it. Everyone has sat here and been like, they've done it again. We've struggled, we've stressed with it. So until I see that change, I will not bring positivity because I don't want to get burned again. You know what I mean? I want to see activity.
No, but you see, if a new manager comes, Usmaan, like Nagelsmann, if he comes, he'll be positive again. Wouldn't you?
Yeah, he was Nagelsmann. Yeah.
Yeah, but the same thing.
He does, yeah.
He was Nagelsmann. Yeah, he does. He does.
Why? Because there's a thing in football that certain managers get more out of their players that they should be getting. Like Nagelsmann is a coach. Oli is a manager. Oli's actually biggest mistake, right? And I don't even know if it's Oli's thing, but I'm assuming it's his fault. Is his backroom staff? That's the biggest mistake. Because if you had proper backroom staff that was experienced with proper coaches instead of feeling.
All right, so even if we got proper coaches, are we better than City?
No, we're not. But the point, where this conversation materialized from was you guys saying, "Oh, why are Chelsea back?" That was the initial question, and my answer to that was because their board actually give a shit about their club, and our board couldn't give two shits. And there's a strong chance Pogba could leave, and we won't replace him. We didn't replace flipping Carrick, and it's been how many years? We didn't replace Rooney. How many years? We haven't replaced flipping half of the players. We barely replaced Lukaku. We just moved Martial into the middle and bought Cavani on the last day. Like our team does not replace players. I won't be surprised if we go in with Henderson and then somehow convince Romero to come back into the team, like just to say flipping 3 million or some shit. Like the thing is, you've got to look at the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is whether Ollie's successful or not, the board won't allow him to be successful because they won't give him the players, as you said yourself.
All right, cool.
I think Ollie to take Man United to the next level, he needs the right players. Without that, he's not good enough to do it.
That's with every manager.
Okay, so that
some
happens.
Managers can do it without that because they're good enough.
Who's that?
Well, Poch did that at Spurs.
He didn't win anything.
Poch did a lot at Spurs, man. You can't discredit his work at Spurs. But the ceiling of those players was far lower than the.
No, they could have won. Man, I don't hear that. They could have won stuff. They could have.
Yeah, they could have won stuff. But what I'm saying is, a proper top coach gets the best out of the players that we got. I still don't think we've seen the best of Rashford yet. Like, that was a great finish by him the other day, but I don't think he's playing to the best of his ability. Like, if he's under a different manager, he would be playing better. Like, I think Rashford, if anything.
Well, how much more better can we get with this team?
No, I honestly think that.
I think it's second left where we are right now.
How much more better can this team get? This team is rinsed, bro. Fred McTominay rinsed, overplayed. Just we ain't got the squad depth, man. And like
squad depth.
We don't.
You know what? When you look at it, look at Chelsea. You look at Havertz, Mount, Werner, Pulisic. If they get Lukaku. And the rest they've got there in attack. They've got, like, I listed it in the group chat earlier, they've got like 7 or 8 attackers. And that's why, and when you said earlier, this is our best chance to win a trophy, domestically wise, I probably agree because if all these other teams are going to strengthen around us, I don't see us strengthening as much as them and having as good a squad as them potentially. So I agree with Usmaan when it comes back to it. I wanted to get it out. When you said that, I think we have to win Europa League because others are going to strengthen. And when I listed Chelsea's 8 attackers there, boy, I would take 3 or 4 of them easily. So
people say we got squad.
I do think though.
The defenders, no. I'm sorry. Who do we have? Wan-Bissaka, that's it. Who else is all right? Brandon Williams and who else?
Laird's coming back.
It's not good enough, man. Look at
even though this season is quite replica to Mourinho's second season, coming second, and we might get to a cup final, and who knows if we're going to win it or not. But the thing is, though, when we went into that summer, obviously there was a major tournament. It was a World Cup. This year's the Euros. It's very identical. But the thing is, Jose was so toxic. We went on that pre-season. He had to play the kids. And going into that season, he was just toxic, bro. These players are shit. I don't want these players. You're not giving me this. You're not giving that. Ole ain't going to do that.
We didn't want them.
I don't.
Yeah, that's what we say.
The thing is, though, Ole's made a good working environment in it. And I feel like these players will run a mile for him.
Can I ask a question? Because I don't know what's Nagelsmann. But if Ole, because who I went in my head is actually might be left field to some people, but if
Ten Hag or Nagelsmann, get one of them. I don't care which one it is.
Yeah, I was going to ask. Okay, so Ten Hag, Nagelsmann, Jerry, Arbiz, and Tyrone. Who would you want if Ole was to go? Is there someone you have in mind? Because someone who I have in mind is probably left field to you guys, but I don't know how you guys feel.
That's a good question, man.
I haven't thought that far. Like,
listen, when we got Jose, when we got LVG, I was like, yes, we're back. When we got Jose, yes, we're back. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Do you know what? I probably would say who we could get in the semi-final. I'm looking at maybe Ten Hag.
Yeah, Ten Hag.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the only reason I say that is because...
But the last time a Dutch manager came to the Prem, stunk the place out, fam.
Yeah, but I just feel like what he does play good football with Ajax and they do score goals, but he was under 23 coaches with Pep when Pep was at Bayern, so I feel like he really does know
we're
his
not
football,
having Arteta part 2, Ty. We're not having Arteta part 2, bro. Come back, bro.
We're
not having that, bro.
You know what? What's mad? I don't rate Odi. Like every time.
Can I just say, Johnny, just before you go, I'm going to say this right, and I don't want this to happen before. But if Ten Hag beats us in fucking semi-finals, you lot best mute me. I'm telling you now.
Yeah. We'll come back to this clip.
You mute me on this.
No, but you see, this is what we did. Remember that time when we faced Tottenham? They were saying, Poch beat Oli, and we beat them. Oli's better than Poch. I remember Rashford scored that goal. They said, Oli, give him the job. It's the same thing. It was the same thing. But like I was saying, with Oli, every time I watch this team, just get the job done. I tweet every time, just get the job done. But I'm willing. I'm willing to give him.
Yeah, LVG knows they're different to Ten Hag. I agree with what Views is saying. Even though he's Dutch, he's different.
Yeah, I don't know what languages, but I don't understand.
Them man came to us after they'd won everything. He still wants to achieve so much. He still wants to go to a big club. Them LVG and that came. We've been at Barcelona 20 years before he was at us. Mourinho, he's won everything and done all that Hunger Games before he was with us. Like Ten Hag wants that type of job, and that's what you want. You want a manager who wants that type of job, can develop the young players and play attractive football and get the best out of players that are not world class. He's got some talented players there, but they're not like, oh my God, let's go and purchase him straight away. So I think we're in a cycle of change. It's a bit like football. You look at the Lewandowskis and Suarez's, they're all at that bracket of 31 to 35. And then you've got Neymar and Salah who are the top of the 28, 29 bracket. Then there's a massive gap from 28 down to 21. And for me, it's like that with the coaches. You've got the coaches that are quite older, and then you've got the young blood that are coming through. But whether they're the young blood and then the right blood, you've got to find the right club for them. And that's the problem we've got, man. Big up Views as well in the comments.
Let's give. Yes. I know I don't rate Oli, but like the next season,
You don't rate Oli?
Oh, bruv, I've said this many times. I've said this many times, but I'm willing to see what he does next season, honestly, because I want to ask you, lot, what's the targets for next year? Like,
let's get the targets for this year. How about that? Fucking trophy, Oli, and then we'll think about next year.
Yeah, but it's like say you win.
Hey, you know when you wake up, someone out there sleeping, they're angry.
They're vexing it. Alright, cool. Say he wins the.
He's not even met targets for this season.
No, I said if he
he's met the target, man.
If he hits top 4 and we get top Europa League, what's the targets next year?
That's a good question, Jerry. I like that. I'm not even going to answer. I'm going to let these lot.
What's the target?
Next season. You can
Usman, I want Usman to go first.
So do I. So do I.
What's the target?
Pass it on. Right, if he wins the Europa League, then it's on the board. I said the exact same thing last time, right?
Yeah.
When he got top 4, where he came third or whatever, I said, and then you can watch the videos and stuff that I said, like, Ollie's done his job now it's on the board, and they fucking failed miserably. Like, he wanted Sancho, and they didn't deliver, so that was on the board. I'd accept that, that was a factor, and it'll be the same. If he wins the Europa League now, there's nothing else he could have done more. He can't win the league. Obviously, I don't expect it to win the Champions League. Okay, granted, it was a flop, the manner in which we exited, but it is what it is. The League Cup, we lost to City, it is what it is. FA Cup, that was a bit of a shame, but it's a one-off game. If he wins the Europa League, he's done the best he could have done with the squad, really, in my personal opinion. It does need additions, and I do agree with light in some areas, i.e. the right back, centre back, etc. So, I agree with that sentence, but he's not gonna catch Man City because he's not a good enough coach. Like, I just don't he's just for Pep. I think in terms of to beat Pep Guardiola or Liverpool, yes, he needs a perfect summer window first and foremost, and the board aren't going to provide that. So I'm talking a DM and a right wing of pure quality, like someone like a Rice and a Sancho. That's not going to happen. The board, they probably won't even sign the right wing because they'll say we've got Palestri. Do you know what I mean? And we've got Amad Diallo. Like, they won't sign the right winger. Like,
Palestri ain't doing that bad, actually.
They're not gonna. They've signed 2 in their head, and one's 40 million. They won't sign the right winger, and the CDM they'll be looking at Garner from bringing him off loan and thinking, I might be able to do it. Bring him back. All this nonsense. So, if the board don't back him, then he's going to get sacked anyways because he won't achieve what I'd expect from right now, which is kicking on and winning another trophy. He won't win a trophy next season if he doesn't win it this season because Chelsea are going to be too good. So that, in terms of targets, it's on the board, and you can't really say until we see the window really.
I think top 4. I want
top 4 is the minimum.
Top 4 minimum. I want quarterfinals in the Champions League, and I want a domestic trophy, and that's if we get the right signings in, which would be like a DM and right winger, which I'd take. That's at least 2. And Manchester United, what did Ollie say in his press conference? I would make at least maybe 3 signings each summer max. And if that's 3 signings for me, that's got to be 3 good signings. So yeah, quarterfinals, top 4, and a domestic trophy.
Top 3.
If you get
everyone say progress, as we always say. I think if you finish second, the next thing is first, fam.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh,
that's it. Yeah.
We're not winning.
No, bruv.
Bro, if the board back him and they get every player that he needs,
you think we beat Man City?
Absolutely.
Well, Usmaan, that's the only other place we can go, isn't it? That's the only other place we can get better.
Oh, Jerry and us.
Yeah, but that's what you lot want, bro. That's what you lot want. You lot want to win league titles.
Biz, 2 signings, 2 or 3 signings will not get us that title, man. Come on. City can field 2 11s. We can field about 14 max.
That means a new manager ain't getting us no league. So what's the point?
Why? Why can't
you might as well sack him now, then, innit?
What do you mean? If a new manager comes, you're gonna have the same targets, right?
I don't think even a new manager wins the league with this current squad, man.
That's what I've been saying.
Oh my god! Man, I've been saying this for time.
I went on Terrace and I said that Man United need 9 signings, and they were like, "What do you mean 9 signings?" I'm sitting there, I'm like, bruv, yeah, fix up the first 11. The bench is not good enough. Don't come and tell me about first 11 and all that, bruv. You're shaking your head. But if Lindelof, Bailly doesn't even want to stay right now because, quite frankly, he can't even stay fit anyway. He asked for sort of loyalty. The guy can't stay fit to save his life, right?
Yeah, Luke Shaw to the fucking fans,
Luke Shaw and Tellers, right? Cool. Wan-Bissaka, who's his backup? Nobody. All right, cool. Then we go to the midfield. When Pogba's gone, we are all shitting ourselves because we don't know what's next. We don't know what's next. God forbid. Imagine. God forbid. God forbid Bruno gets injured. Then we'll all be screaming over here. We'll be like, "Oh my Lord, Jesus Christ!"
Even
Martial and Rashford are getting a lot of injuries now.
People were crying. We're rushing him back. Oh, Rashford. Look at it.
Martial and Rashford are getting injuries now, and they're getting them quite consistently also. So these are 2 players that are not able to stay consistently fit either. So, brother, listen. We need players, you know. We need players. Like, we need players.
Yeah, we do. Okay, and the bottom line is, yeah, you say it's Viz said, oh, we finished second in the league this year, potentially, yeah. And then next year, the progress said, oh, Viz just said it, took the words out of my mouth. You then want to win the title. Okay, we finished second this year. Which one are you think we finish second or above next season? Real talk.
I want top 3 minimum. I don't want to hear 4.
No one said yes, so we're not going to progress in the league.
Currently, yeah, I'm expecting a top 2 finish, of course.
What, next season?
What?
Yes.
I don't think we finish.
Top 2. If Martial steps up, Greenwood steps up. If just Martial and Greenwood score all the goals that they were scoring last season, fuck off, bruv, man.
Everyone guessing
we can definitely be the title race.
I'm only in, but I think I'm only in, but I don't think that we finish second. I think everyone else strengthens above us, and I'm still only in.
Big ones in the comments.
No. Man was saying that at the start of the season when Tottenham signed how many players? Man was saying that when Chelsea signed how many players, bro? Where are them, man? Now
they're gonna tackle.
Ole didn't get none of his targets, and man's in second. So if he gets the right players in, come on, bro.
You believe in him a lot more than I do. But listen, big ones in the comments. Big ones in the comments saying, come on, 9 players. They say championship manager. I'm not saying buy 9 players in one window. I know it's not championship manager. You know, you can't even do that a manager for like top 9 players. You ain't got the budget for that. Like, I feel like this team needs to be built properly. Like, really, this needs to be a carefully done process, because when Liverpool, I don't like using Liverpool and C as examples because it makes me angry how good they have been in the last couple of years. But they've built their teams with precision, actual precision. Bit by bit, Mane follows Firmino. The Salah completed that front 3. Then they were set. They bit the midfield bit by bit. Then you look at the defense, and then they got Gomez fit finally. Van Dijk adds to it. Then the goalkeeper. Karius is not it. Alisson comes in.
Are we not doing that though? Kind of.
That's what I was about to say. Ole's actually doing that.
He's done that, bro. He's done a lot of players.
He's done well in that sense.
Better players are not here.
But it's the patience, bro.
No, but
no one's got the patience to wait.
But this is what I'm saying.
I agree with that.
So this is what I'm saying. Good. If he's doing that so far, that's calm. I'm not arguing that he's not doing that so far. We can even look, for example, me and Jerry, for example, we don't like one of his signings in 1% because we're not convinced right now. So, and you have hits and misses here anyway. Yeah, it will happen. But it's happening so far. If you guys are saying it's happening so far, I'll go with that. Cool. Do you believe in him as the manager with those players? If he builds his team eventually, and with the competition involved in the league, do you look at him and say, I believe he'll be the guy to challenge these men next? Usmaan says no.
Yeah, I definitely believe in him. 100%, bro. He's doing it with a meaty team now. He's doing it with a team that's not even complete. And he's not far off, man.
Yeah, but yes, look, I'm just gonna say 2 things.
I love this.
We were 6-7. We were 6-7 when we first come. Third, then second. Come on, man. Give the guy credit. Give the guy credit.
Usmaan, go.
There was a point that not Biz was saying, right? I'm just gonna say this before because someone can find the video because I've said it on video. There was a point before that I said the exact same thing as Biz, and this was a point when Bailly and Pogba were starting weekly. I actually thought we were close at that point because I felt like, we've got a decent spine, Bailly, Pogba, Bruno, and obviously, Martial's not doing anything, but Cavani was doing all right at that time. So, I thought, fair play, we're looking good. And at that time, I said, if we got a CDM and the right winger, even if you got Basuma in January potentially, we could have potentially done something. Obviously, Pogba got injured and things just faltered. What is or is. The thing the point I'm making, right? You just said, right? If Martial comes good, Greenwood comes good, and I agree with that. I've said that myself. However, you can't discredit the absolute anomaly that is Liverpool Football Club this season. You can't tell me. You've just said if Martial and Greenwood come good, which is fine from our perspective. But what if Mane comes back to half of the player he is? Firmino's and Mane have been on like 25% of their ability. Trent has been nowhere near his ability. They've not had Van Dijk for the entire season. Firmino and Thiago and Knight have not played in midfield yet. You can't discredit Liverpool just because.
I didn't say Liverpool. I said Chelsea.
No, you both said we're coming second.
That's Chelsea and Liverpool then.
It's Chelsea as well. It's Chelsea as well.
That Chelsea talk. I'm sorry.
Not coming
Okay.
Liverpool. But Usman's bang on right. Champions from last year.
Okay, cool. I understand Liverpool, but Chelsea, I'm sorry.
We're not coming second. That's the thing. We're not gonna come second next season. We're gonna be third.
But we didn't think we were gonna come second this season.
We could finish second. Why not? We could do.
We are relying on other teams to capitulate to come second because
they're relying on us to capitulate.
So be it.
They are. You know what's mad? You know what's mad? When we was top of the league, it took Pogba's injury, and then that's where we fell. Where Pogba stayed?
Are we the second best team in the league, Jerry? Be honest with me. Both come the start of next season, forget the window because we don't know what's gonna happen with that board. So if the board mess up, I won't blame Ollie in that sense because I don't expect him to come second above Liverpool, right? But are we the second best team in the league? Cut the bias. We're not better than Liverpool.
I look at the table. I'm looking at the table. Sorry.
What's the point?
If Liverpool, is the table not that indicator?
If Liverpool beat Real Madrid tonight, I don't want to say. I don't want to like. We're not better than
What do you
Liverpool,
mean?
like,
Right now, are Liverpool better than us?
No, should I tell you what you sound like?
They're not though.
I'll tell you what you sound like. You sound like a Tottenham Hotspur fan who's come up with Arsenal for the first time in their life. That's what you sound like.
But that's facts. At the time,
they just won the league. They're the champions.
When Tottenham finished above Arsenal with them years, Tottenham were better than Arsenal. Is that not fact? Were you going to tell me Arsenal were better? Come on, man.
In football, there are anomalies. Hazard had an anomaly season. That doesn't mean fucking Pereira's better than him because he got more stats than him one season. Like, it's just Hazard's obviously got more quality. It's like class is permanent. Liverpool is class, and it's going to be permanent. It will come back.
The thing is, the bottom line is, it's quite sad and not bad, but we are doing it. But we're here arguing about finishing second when finishing second, third, or fourth doesn't really matter, man.
Top four,
and the fact that we're so passionate right now saying we can finish second, like this is if Man City fans are watching, it's pathetic, really, isn't it?
Now that's why I asked what your targets were, because regardless who's in charge,
I'm going about next season. This season, fair play to Ali, he's done his job.
Next season, you're going to say second again, no? You are.
I don't think. Listen, we're not going to win the league under Ali. I've said what I've said. He's not good enough. Simple as that.
So why can't we get
Man City 1-0, by the way, De Bruyne?
Yeah, I just seen the goal. That was good.
Don't worry about that game. Don't let that game slap, man. Let's keep talking, bro. Don't worry about that game. That's no fact on it.
I hope Real Madrid.
But yeah, man, we're just here debating second, and it's like we've got to say Ollie's doing what the bottom line is for me is that Ollie's doing the best I think he could do league-wise, definitely with this squad he currently has. So I'm always going to stand by it, and no matter if we get knocked out by Granada or whatever happens here, as long as we get top four and he gets the ability to sign a DM and a right wing, I want to see what he can do when he's got at least a right wing on a DM, because it's Manchester United Football Club that we've seen win so many trophies, compete across the board, and we're still playing with only 9 players every single week because we haven't got 2 positions filled. And for me, that's quite damning, man. And we need to get that sorted out. And then we can judge Ollie when he's got at least an 11 to field. And whether we say it's Ollie's fault in the transfer market or not, we know that this summer we know what we need. Hopefully the club finally know what they need. And if they don't, then...
what about this? Because, these man think second next season achievement. What about this comment? What if City get Haaland or Kane, then what?
They're winning the league anyway. We said this.
To me, it changes nothing because they're already... To me, actually... I'm going to reverse it. To me, it doesn't change anything because, like Jay just said, they won the league this year and they're probably good win it. They'll win it again with them. What if we get Kane or Haaland? What does that do for us?
Yes,
that's what we got to look at it as. Forget City, they're champions. We know they're clear. So if they just add to their already quality depth, they're just going to get better themselves. They'll be competing for trebles and quadruples again. What we got to say is, what if we get Haaland or Kane? Does that make a big difference?
We need a striker. We need a striker.
If we get Kane, then all this conversation is completely irrelevant because we're fucking winning the league. How about that one?
Oh my god!
Wow! Wait, see, now we're talking. So 10 minutes ago, Usmaan wanted the DM in the right wing. Now we get Kane and we're winning the league.
No, Kane's
what, the whole new backroom staff. The new board.
Hey, Kane's gonna bring his new ankles with him and everything.
Move over to right wing. I don't give a fucking shit. If we sign Kane, then it's a different conversation.
Yeah, Kane the player. Kane the player. Yes.
Kane's world class.
If we sign
So you
Kane,
do you genuinely think Man United are one big signing away from competing then?
I say two.
Well, a minute ago you just saying Kane winning the league.
We're not getting Kane. We're not getting Kane. I'm saying in the dream world, obviously, if you got Kane and fucking Mbappe, then I'm saying
I've seen stranger things happen. I can imagine us, Manchester United, so typical of us signing a 28-year-old Kane. I can imagine it.
Yeah. To be fair, we don't need a right winger. We got Delon to come back. You know what I mean? You can play right wing, can't you? We got Delon and Gardner, boys. We're set. Delon and Gardner. CBM right wing, boys. We're winning the league. Let's go.
It's mad though, yeah, because I feel like even when we get to, it's mad. We're not even at next season, but I feel no matter what, he's under pressure from minute one. Like from that game one, whoever we get at home, Man United got Burnley at home. If he loses that 5:30 kickoff at the start of August next season, oh my God, you could just only imagine the pressure is on from their jump.
Ollie's in a lose-lose. He's in a lose.
Yeah, he's in a lose-lose, Jerry. I feel like that.
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad.
It's not sad.
Literally, United fans will not be happy. United fans will not be happy until he wins the Premier League. That's simple.
That's it.
That is it.
Bro, I said in the group, if he wins the trophy, people will still chat crap. They'll still chat crap.
But it's because we've been spoiled, man. We got spoiled. We win these things, and fans think after 8 years we should still be there. We ain't levels like that no more.
Exactly.
So we got a lot of building to do, my friends. We got a lot of building to do, my guys, man. So get ready for this, bruv. But if he doesn't do it, bring me Ruben Amorim.
I don't love Kojo, man. He took his team to third as well. Do you know what I mean? He's been up there.
Oh my days! I mentioned that team was what? How many years was that now? 3 or 4 years ago.
Kojo, tell him about your managerial credentials, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? You've done it. Like,
I'm not gonna lie to you. Well. Right now, I ain't trying to work for Man United right now, so I'm cool.
Oh shit! Say no more. Right, okay, listen. Last question. Obviously, we haven't even got a score prediction for Granada. We'll just wrap it up that because I want to see Liverpool lose to Sergio Ramos and that, although he's injured. Right, Ty, we'll start with you, bro. What's your score prediction for Granada?
We've got a win. I don't know about the squad and the injuries. 2-1 United, and then we get the job done in the second leg. And I think we'll play Ajax, and they're gonna want revenge from that Europa League final, man. They smell blood.
Ooh, big shout. Oh, Biz, what do you reckon, bro?
I think we're going to go 2-0 win United.
2-0. I'm fucking saying 4-0, mate. Fuck it. 4-0 Man United. If it's not 4-0, Ollie out. I'm messing up.
Imagine the way 3-0. Usmaan comes. Fuck Ollie.
It's time to go. To be fair, we haven't even mentioned injuries, but listen, it is what it is, isn't it? But yeah.
By the way, just quickly, do you not think we beat Spurs on Sunday? By the way.
Nope. Draw.
Yes.
I think it's a draw.
We're winning.
Yeah, that's 6-1. Ollie's not forgetting that. Trust me. McFred's coming back.
Brother, we need revenge.
Come on, man. We have to slap them.
Who's coming back, sorry?
I said, he's going to play McFred because that's what originally started him playing them. Do you remember? He didn't have them in that game, and then as soon as we got smacked 6-1, they just started playing every game.
To be fair, he can play Pogba left wing. Rashford's not going to be fit, is he? So that's perfect for him, isn't it?
If he plays that again, you know what? Let me not even talk, man.
Wait. You see that Pogba left wing? People cuss all the time, but when he scored against AC Milan, I didn't hear that. I did not hear that, fam. All I heard was Paul. You know when Pogba does well, they say his full name, Paul Labelle Pogba. No one says nothing else, but I'm thinking, nah, come on, man. It's bad, but yeah.
Yeah, but there's a difference between playing him left wing because we got injury there, and there's a difference.
No, but people were still costing him then. Still people were like, oh, why is Pogba playing left wing?
Where else would you play him?
That's what I'm saying. Not people will be saying
when
that.
you play Pogba on the left wing, so Fred, the dictator, can play centre mid.
Yeah, that's
brilliant. You play Fred left wing. Like,
we got squad depth, man. Don't worry, fam.
Wait.
We got squad depth, man.
Yeah, but if Martin and Greenwood come good, we'll be better than Mane and.
I heard that Martial. By the way, good news though. I did hear that Martial could be back end of April if things go really well.
Yeah, that's it. He's scoring in the final in Europa League, man.
Oh, could you? Hey, listen. Let me not say anything yet. Actually,
yeah, time not censored, bro.
Yeah,
but,
I'm not.
If he does,
I think me and Usmaan. I don't even think me and Usmaan will plan it. Me and Usmaan will ring each other and say, "Let's go live. Let's go live."
Me, Ty, Simpson did a video just listening back reaction up my family. I'm telling you now. Oh shit, Kojo, what do you reckon? What's the score? I've got for. I'll say 4-0. Fuck it.
I don't think it will be that clear. I'll say 2-1.
2-1. Jerry, what do you reckon, bro?
Real Madrid, come on!
Come on, Madrid!
Hala Madrid! Hala Madrid! Madrid! Come on.
DJ Arbis, please play the Europa League theme tune.
Hey, I'm gonna lie to you, yeah. If you haven't seen the goal yet, go and see this goal. Go and see this goal, bro. Go and see this goal. Vinicius, I was cussing him out today as well because I was saying the guy don't have finishing. He fishes like me. I don't finish like that, bro. I lied.
You see the pass for Cruz? Oh,
Right, listen, it's the pass. The
pass, the touch, the finish. Madrid. Madrid.
Hala Madrid, yeah.
Jerry, what you saying? Just to finish, obviously.
I'm saying 1-0, man. I don't think it's going to be easy. Wow. United, we make it hard for ourselves, and if we take a 1-0 away goal, it is what it is, man. Just get the job done second.
Yeah, we're gonna be celebrating Champions League, but you're manager. Anyways,
wait. No, you're not gonna end it there because Martial did miss that chance against PSG. I'm sorry. Is that Ollie's fault? It's not May.
Who was it, sorry? What was his name, sir? What was his name, sir?
A certain manager let Fred on after a headbutt. That's true. Man headbutt the player and Ali said, "No, I think he's alright actually. He's temperamental. He'll be alright. Sorry about it. He's all good. He's still
the thing is, I don't rate both of them. You rate these players, I don't. I'm just saying, Martial. If you scored that,
you definitely rated Martial when you was banging him in last season. I wish I was on a pod with you then. You would have been rating him in it. Jerry, don't make me go on your channel and have to flick through these things.
Jerry. Jerry. Don't lie. Don't lie, bro.
We overrate them. Let me just say that. I think we overrate them.
Wait 1 second. I'm not ending the video right now. Man above you, Arbis, right, was saying, "Man, agree with the Martial score second next season." Yeah. And now you said it's shit.
Yeah, that's exactly. I'll put it on the players. I keep saying this. If they come good.
But when he was saying if Martin and Greenwood come good, we'll be second next season. You agreed with it, but now
he said the players. Like I've always said, if the players come good, yes. He didn't say he said the players. Martial needs to improve next year.
But if you don't think Martial's good enough to come good, then how can you agree that we should be?
I think he's overrated. That's it.
All right, fair enough. It is what it is. And that note, we'll finish it there.
What Man City got 10?
Yeah,
good. Get Dortmund out of here. I don't want to see them here. Get them out.
Socials are down below. Peace as well. The time for taking over because obviously I'll walk on the wrong side of the
that was funny.